up, girls and homeboys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So if you didn't know why I wasn't making story times, I had laryngitis, tonsil fucking itis, bitch. So basically, like, I had like my swelling, I had like spots, like it was just crazy, and I literally couldn't talk. I couldn't fucking eat. Don't mind those clothes. Those are for, well, some of them are for a promo, and I need to do the promo, which is why they're in my bed as a reminder. But anyway, so yeah, I was hella sick, and I literally couldn't get on here and like be like loud. Like I was literally talking like this. Like it was crazy. Like I'm still a little bit sick, but I'm feeling a lot better. I can obviously eat, I can talk. So yeah, so I wanted to come at you guys with a story time today. So this story time is going to be another sneaky link story time. I don't even know like what I'm going to title this because there's just so many fucking like parts in this story time. Like, bitch, I don't even know. Okay, so I don't want anybody to know what I'm talking about. I'm sure if my little boo watches this, he's going to know exactly who I'm talking about, but hi, babe, whatever. So, okay, I'm just going to change timelines and, like, elements, okay? Okay, so this happened when I was 17. I seen this boy on one of my friend's stories, and I was like, who is he? Like, he is fine. And if you know me, shoot or shoot. I'm going to shoot my shot. Shoot or shoot. So I'm going to shoot my shot. Like, anytime I think somebody's cute. Like, I'm not really shy about it. Especially if I think you're cute and I don't like you, though. Like, then I'm not going to be shy at all. It's a little different if I like you. But I feel like I didn't even mention that my hair is this color now. But whatever. Okay. So, it's just like, whatever. So, I was like, he is so cute. So, I texted my friend. I'm like, who is this? Like, is he single? My dumb ass, I think I was like, what's his page? Even though my friend had reposted his picture, so his page was, my brain don't be all the way there sometimes. So my friend's like, oh, yeah, he's single, like, this is his page. I'm like, okay, bet it up. So I text this dude, I don't even remember what I said, probably like some stupid shit, like, hey, can I get to know you? Or like, hey, love, like, something like that. It's just like some stupid shit that I be saying to reel him in. So he didn't respond to me, and I'm not used to that. Usually, I get a response, babe. Like, I'm cute, you're cute, we're cute. I usually get a response. I don't have to, like, do much. Oh my god, I sound like a fucking bitch. I don't have to do much. But he didn't respond to me for hours. So I was like, what the fuck? So I remember I had woke up and I got a response from him. He texted me in the wee fucking hours of the morning. I don't know who he thought I was, but I was not up. So I was like, okay. He was just on some like, hey. I'm like, okay. So I'm texting him. I'm like, oh, like, what's your number? I don't really be on here like that. If you watch my previous videos, I told y'all, when I say that, I'm on, like, some dumb shit. Like, I really be on Instagram every day. So if I say that, I'm on dumb shit. But I was like, hey, like, what's your number? Like, I don't be on here like that. So easy. Gives me his number. So easy. So I start texting this dude. He, like, was horrible at texting. Like, bad as fuck at texting. So I'm like, I'm not ugly. So, like, what the fuck? So he was, like, not texting me back. I was telling my friend, I'm like, this dude's not taking a liking to me, and I don't know why. I don't like it. I don't understand. And my friend's like, oh, he's busy. Like, he's a busy dude. Blase. And he had kind of told me, like, this, I don't want to be, like, cliche, but he had kind of told me, like, he's a bad boy. Like, he's in the streets, whatever. And I don't know why I liked that, because now that's not even like the kind of like vibe I'm like in right now, like with my current like situation in life. Definitely not in the streets. I don't even like that anymore. It's just not attractive to me. But in this mind frame that I was in, I'm like, oh, he's in the streets, like he's making money in the streets. Ooh, give me, like, ew, bitch, gross. To any girls watching this, you don't want a boy that's in the fucking streets, bitch. They're gonna end up dead or in jail, unfortunately. But that's just, like, the truth. They're gonna end up dead or in jail. So I'm like, dude. So I was like, oh, I want to fuck with him heavy. Like, I want to fuck with him tough. Just based off what I was hearing from the friend. Like, how he was from the friend. And my friend was telling me, like, he has, like, a really, like, he's mean. Like, he has a hard demeanor. And I don't know what I was thinking, but I was like, ooh, mean. But, like, it's just crazy because, like, the situation that I'm in now, it's, like, completely opposite of of this whole boy. Like, the situation right now is completely opposite of this whole dude, which is so fucking crazy to me, but whatever. So I'm like, okay, I want to fuck with this dude. So I'm texting him. He had a little attitude on him, and he thought, he was like, oh, you're so sensitive, because he would talk to me crazy and I would hang up in his fucking face. Don't text me like that. I don't care. Don't do that. So he would like, okay, so he would ignore me all day, and then if he would call me and I wouldn't answer, he would be like, oh, all right, bet. Like, on some weirdo stuff, like a weirdo. I'm like, okay. Like, okay. Like, on some flossy type shit. So I'm like, whatever. Like, he's weird. So, or we would be on the phone, he would just be so rude. And I would tell him, like, you're an asshole. And he's like, that's just how I am. That's just how I am. So at that point, it started, like, to become, like, unattractive to me, because I'm like, you're not, like, mean, like, I don't even know what kind of mean is cute, like a playful, like, mean. You're, like, real life an asshole. You're a dick. You're mean. Like, it's, like, unattractive because you're just so annoyingly mean, though. Like, you're mean for no reason. It's unwarranted. It doesn't make any sense. So I'm like, you're just mean to be mean. Like, you're just dumb. Whatever. So he had tried to see me, and I was like, no. I was like, oh, I'm busy. Like, 3 times. He had tried to see me, and he, like I said, he was busy. So he's like, well, I'm making time for you. You're on some weirdo shit. Like, I have made time for you. Like, he got so mad one day. And I kind of felt bad. But he's like, I have made time to see you, and you don't want to see me. You're on some weirdo shit. This is the 3rd time you done this. You know? So I'm like, okay, I feel bad. Like, and he thought that I was like this, like, sweetheart, like, kind of girl. He doesn't know. He doesn't, like, really know who I am. Like, not being like, oh, I feel like when I say that, people always think of followers. I mean, like, know who I am, as in, like, you play me, I can play you just the same. Like, I feel like I'm really good at, like, pretending that I have feelings that I don't. Like, unfortunately. Like, for boys, I'm really good at it. I don't know why, because I'm like, I don't know. It's just, like, a fucking game. But not right now. I'm, like, in some shit right now. But whatever. So, this specific boy, I don't know, like, he just was fucking weird. So, he, like, made me feel bad. I'm like, okay. So, I had been asking, I was like, okay, well, I want to see you. I want to see you. He's, like, basically telling me no, because when he wanted to see me, I was too busy for him. So, he's basically, like, on some shit that I was on, like, some no. And I'm, like, because, like, again, I'm not used to this. So, I was, like, what the fuck? So, when he had, like, texted me, he's like, oh, I have some time today. Let me come see you. I'm like, oh, yeah, he's going to come see me. Because at this point, now he's playing hard to get. And usually when you're playing hard to get, you get hard to want. But I wanted him because I'm like, why are you making this hard for me? Like, let me see if I can really get you. So I'm like, oh, yeah, he's going to come see me, like, whatever. So I had just got back from somewhere with my sister. So I was, like, cute. But I did take off. I had on some tennis shoes. I had to take those off and put some fucking Crocs on that didn't even match my outfit. Because I was like, if you're going to meet me, you're going to meet the real me. I don't have time. I don't like wearing real shoes. So my outfit didn't match my Crocs, but it's whatever. I don't really give a fuck. So he comes to my house, and we go, like, sit in the car. And my sister leaves. She sees him. She's like, hi. We're sitting in the car. I'm uncomfortable as fuck, because he's, like, the kind of person, like, everything's literal. Like, you cannot make a joke. It's all literal as fuck. Like, if I'm like, oh, my God, a butterfly has wings. Well, actually, a butterfly has wings because, oh, my God, I don't care. So I'm like, okay. So then my mom, like, sees him. She's like, oh, like, hi. He's like, hi, whatever. He's like, you want to go somewhere with me? I'm like, yeah, like, for sure. How far is it? He's like, oh, like 15 minutes away. I'm like, bet. So I go tell my mom, I'm like, oh, we're going to go get food. I knew we weren't going to go get food, but I didn't have time. So I just was like, we're going to go get food. My mom was like, okay. So we leave. I look at his phone to see, like, how far away from the place we are. This shit says 45 minutes. I'm like, what the fuck? First of all, he took me on a fucking deal. I'm like, I'm not a trap queen. I don't like this. I don't have time for this. He's, like, speeding. Like, dude is going, like, 105 speeding. I asked him, I'm like, please slow down. He's like, I know how to drive. I don't care. I said slow down or let me out the car. Like, dude, I hate that shit. Like, if somebody tells you, oh, like, slow down, you're scaring me. I know how to drive. I don't care if you know how to drive. Not everybody around you knows how to drive. It doesn't matter about you. So I'm like, bro, he's, like, speeding. We're going so far from my house. I'm like, dude is going to kill me. So I sent my sister my location. I'm like, this is where I am. I don't know where I'm going, girl. This is ghetto. This is ghetto. And we're just like trying to talk, but like he's just like, I'm just so uncomfortable. Like I had my purse on my fucking lap. I'm like on my phone. I was so uncomfortable because I was scared. I don't like to be in the car with people who are speeding. You have paraphernalia in this vehicle. I'm scared, okay? I'm not a trap queen. I'm not cut out for that life. That's not me. I'm a cute little schoolgirl. It's not for me, babe. Not at all. So we get to the house. He does his thug dizzle, whatever. I'm sitting in the car like, I'm ready to fucking go. So then I hear route starting to blank. Blank was not my house, okay? The address it said was not Jordan's home. So I was like, I look at him. He's like, oh, my bad. I got to do something real quick. Yeah, you're bad. So I'm like, oh my God, take me home. I'm just sitting there. I'm so uncomfortable. And we're talking. And he's like telling me like about his felony charges and stuff. And I'm like, oh, this shit is too real for me. He is literally sitting here telling me about his felony charges. And I'm like, he's like, I have an open case. I got one open case. And I'm like, I'm just like flabbergasted. I'm flabbergasted. I'm like, oh my God. Maybe this is a Wattpad book thing, but this is not fun for my real life. I don't like it. I'm not into it, babe. I'm not. Because I'm not the type to put money on your books when you inevitably go to jail. So, no. I was like, oh my God. Like, I swear, I didn't even know what to say. I had no idea even what to say to him. He's like just telling me, and I'm just letting him talk. Because I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I feel like a lot of boys think that's just attractive because a lot of girls like hard bodies. And even for me, I thought it was going to be attractive. It's really not. If anything, it makes me feel like you're stupid. And I'm not saying that this particular person I'm talking about was dumb. But the whole situation is dumb. Like, the predicament you're making for yourself is dumb, in my opinion, though. That's just me. You have to get it how you live. But there's other ways to get it. Don't just take the route that you consider like easy, you know what I mean? So I'm just sitting there like, this is some dumb shit. Like I literally cannot even like listen to this. Like I just had no idea what to say. So we get to the place that we're at, and there's where we had went, there's like a heavy police presence everywhere. So I'm like, I just like cannot help but make that face, because that's literally how I was sitting. I was like, because there's police everywhere, and I was like, he has got to be an idiot. Like, that's the only thing I could think was, he has got to be an idiot. Like, genuinely. So I was like, oh my God. So he does his thug dizzle again. He's like, where you want to go? I said, I really have to go. I have to go home and do something. He's like, oh, right now? I said, yeah. So he's like, okay, speeds to my fucking house. I'm like, oh my goodness. I cannot wait to get out of this car. I'm like terrified. I'm so scared. So I'm like, oh my God. So he gets to my house. I go in and I look out of my loft window, because like the front of my house, I can see the front of my house from the windows. So I look, he's sitting out there. So I'm like, so I tell my mom, I'm like, I'm about to go outside and keep talking to my friend. She's like, she did not like him from jump. She told me, she's like, I don't like his vibe. Like So I'm like, okay. So I went out there, I'm talking to him. One thing I don't play about is, don't put your fucking hands on me. Like, it's not a joke to me. It's not funny to me. Don't put your hands on me at all. I don't play about that shit. I don't like it. Playful or not, domestic violence is not funny to me. Playful or not, if you're my friend, I don't do a friendly fade. Don't touch me. Keep your hands to yourself and I'll do the same. So he starts like, and I just like the shit out right now. I'm like, get the fuck off me. He's like, man, dude, like, just being annoying, like, dude. And I keep telling him, like, don't touch me, like, stop doing that. Because it's not funny. It's not a joke to me. Like, I don't like that. So he's like, oh, I'm just playing with you. Like, I don't give a fuck. Stop touching me. So I'm just like, irritated. So we had started talking about abortions for some reason. I really don't remember how the conversation got to this. We had started talking about abortions. And he's like, I wouldn't let my bitch have no abortion. I said, I couldn't be your bitch because I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want. Like, this is my cootie. What the hell? So I'm like, oh, I couldn't be your girlfriend. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want to do. He's like, oh, if I get inside, I'm shooting up the club. Talking to me. Why do boys think that's attractive, telling you that they're going to get you pregnant? That's really scary, actually. That's because that's the last thing that I would like. I'm going to be honest with you. I really don't want that. Of all things that I do want, definitely not that. So I'm like, and I said, and I would take a trip to the clinic. He's like, and this fucking dude
grabbed me like this, and I said, stop fucking touching me. Like, dude, why are you touching me? Why are you touching me? Like, what's wrong with you? So I'm like, stop touching me. He's like, my bad, blah, 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 whatever. And then he's like waiting for my house. And I'm like, so like, what's your plans after this? He's like, oh, I'm waiting on the homie. I had gave him like, my location to come get something. I said, from this house? He said, yeah. I said, don't ever fucking do that in your life. Like, don't tell people where I live. What's wrong with you? I don't even know you like that, let alone do I know your friends like that. So I'm like, I really wanted to give you my address. I don't want your friends to know it. So I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? So I was like, don't ever give nobody my address again. Like, that's not even cool. And I'm like, I joke, like, don't do that. Like, but I literally was like, don't ever do that again in your life. That's not cool. Like, I was mad. He's like, oh, my bad, shorty, my bad. Yeah, you're bad. Because when he told me, he's like, if you come to my house, you have to turn your phone off. Boy, fuck you. No. So I was like, ugh. And I don't remember what he had said, but he had said something, and I was like, okay, I'm going in the house, because he pissed me off. So I went in the house, he texted me, he's like, bye mom, bye little mom, or something like that, whatever. I didn't talk to him, and that is only the first time I seen him. So the second time I seen him, he was texting me all day, and you would think after the first time I seen him that I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna link with you anymore, like, you're a weirdo. But I still wasn't convinced that I didn't want to talk to this man. I had started talking to him less and less, for sure, because I didn't like that whole situation and predicament that he had me in. I don't like that. Don't have me in the car with shit that shouldn't be in the car. I'm a law-abiding citizen, okay? I don't give a fuck what nobody says. I'm a law-abiding citizen. Breaking the law scares me. So, no. Like, people steal from Walmart. I don't even steal from Walmart. I have a guilty conscience. I don't like that shit. So, he had texted me, he's like, oh, I'm trying to see you. But it was late. Like, it was super late. And my mom was asleep. It's like 12 o'clock at night. If you know my mom, when those doors are closed and locked, triple locked, because we have a triple lock. When those doors are triple locked, we don't leave this house. We don't. So, and I have older sisters, and we don't. Like, my older sister is fucking 23, and we don't leave that house when that door is triple locked, because that's how she knows we're safe. She knows where all of us are. If you're going to leave the house, do it by 10 p.m. type shit in this house. Like, make sure she knows that you're leaving. So I'm like, but my older sister is like, oh no, like, let him pull up, like, go outside and talk to him. And I'm like, dude, my older sister's a bad fucking influence, first of all. Because if my little sister came to me and was like, oh, this boy wants to see me at 12 o'clock at night, I would be like, little girl, hell no. So my older sister is a badass influence for that. I will say that. But anyway, so I'm like nervous. I'm like, I don't know, like, I just was nervous because I'm like, it's so late at night. But I still had put on my cute pajamas. I wasn't about to go put on no clothes. I put on cute pajamas, and I went and I brushed my teeth. Like, I did mouthwash. Like, I just wanted to make sure that I was, like, smelling good and I looked good. Like, that's the kind of person I am. I don't want to have, like, anything to feel self-conscious about. And I don't know if other people are like that, but that's, like, when I leave the house. I don't want to have anything to feel self-conscious about. So I make sure I brush my teeth before I leave the house. I have gum just in case. Like, I like to have mirrors, brushes. Like, I like to make sure that I can fix anything if I don't like it. So I'm like, okay, like, let me brush my teeth, put some cute pajamas on, whatever the fuck. So he comes, and I'm like, oh my god, my sister's like spraying me perfume. My sister's like I said, bad influence. She's spraying me with perfume. She's like, okay, go outside. Like, I'm gonna be waiting up for you. I'm like, okay. So I went outside. I'm talking to him. Dude, oh my god, I don't know what my luck is, but people's dental hygiene is fucking disgusting. So he's talking to me, and I'm just like, no, you did not come over here with your breast mine, like, bounce that ass. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. I was literally like, no, you didn't. So he did. His breast mine, like, bounce that ass, and I was just like, dude, what the fuck? So he's like talking to me. He keeps trying to hug me, and if you know me, I don't like, oh my god, I hate being touched. So I was like uncomfortable. I'm like trying to squirm out of the hug. He's like, stop moving, mom. Like, stop moving, shorty. And I'm like, oh my god, stop talking. He's like just talking so much, and he's trying to tell me about his day. And I'm just thinking in my head, like, I literally don't care. I want to go back in my house. Like, I'm so fucking uncomfortable. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm so tired. And he's still talking. Like, usually you think people will take the hint, like, oh, you're tired. Like, all right, well, I'll talk to you tomorrow. But no, he's still talking. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like, I'm so tired. He keeps trying to talk to me and hug me. And like, I had like back up, and he like grabbed my arm and pulled me closer. And I'm just like I'm so uncomfortable. So I was like, okay.
I feel like there's somebody in my house, so I'm gonna wrap this up. But I was like, yeah, okay, like I'm so uncomfortable. And so I was finally like, oh, like I'm so tired, I have to go to work in the morning. Like I think I lied and said I had to go to work at 6 o'clock in the morning. And like I said, it was like 12, so it's probably like 12 fucking 30 at this point. So I'm like, I have to go to work at 6 o'clock in the morning, like I need to go to sleep. He's like, all right, ma, like I'm gonna text you, stay up, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, like have a good night, like be safe, be safe. I went back in the house. I think since this, I've talked to him maybe like 4 times, because that was like where I had to draw the line at that point. When you came over here and your breath was like that, like you didn't taste it, I had to draw the line right there. That was absolutely fucking ridiculous to me. So yeah, that's why I don't talk to him anymore. That's why that whole situation had to come to an end. But let me know if you guys like this story time, and I really missed you guys. I love telling story times, and I was really sad that I couldn't. I was getting really down on myself. So I hope you guys like this story time, and this is part of the Sneaky Link Chronicles. So yeah, bye homegirls and homeboys.